Come and eat and drink. And buy this milk and honey that is without price for free. Come and eat and drink and enjoy without price, without cost. There's no cost. I don't care what your life situation is. Fix your mind upon that I am. That I am is peace. His name is peace. In fact, in the Islamic tradition, the Sufi tradition, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has 99 names. And one of those names is As-Salam, the peace. Another one of those names is Al-Latif, the subtle. And as you turn within to that subtlety, you will see that even if the body on the outer is disturbed, you're in perfect peace. And there comes a feeling of perfect intoxication. Better than the best wine, guys. And there's no hangover. There's no side effect. And you can be intoxicated in that at work. And you can work perfectly. You'll work better because you're more present, guys. You don't need marijuana. You don't need hallucinogenics. You don't need mushrooms. I promise you. I'm in complete intoxication right now. I'm focused upon the I am, and I'm in perfect, complete peace and intoxication. Yes. The Sufis taught about intoxication. In fact, many of the great Sufi poets taught about the sheikh or the teacher as the bartender. And this feeling is wine. And is free. Now, incidentally, as a bonus, you're going to manifest and realize on the outer everything easily with no work, for free. Just by realizing this feeling. But it doesn't matter, guys. Whatever happens on the outer, when you're in this feeling that you're in right now, nothing on the outer matters. The sheriff can be dragging you out of your house because your house has been evicted. You've been evicted. And I promise you, if you're observing this observer, who cares? And it's not going to happen. Another phrase from the biblical scriptures. Come and eat and drink. And buy this milk and honey that is without price for free. Come and eat and drink and enjoy without price, without cost. There's no cost. Because it is you. You are it without cost. Another of the biblical scriptures says, we're drinking from wells that we did not dig, living in houses that we did not build. It is all yours freely given. the prodigal son. He goes to Vegas and spends all of his inheritance. But he decides that he's going to do it through his own behavior, guys, through his own actions. And so he goes out and he finds a job feeding pigs. And if you know, in the Jewish or the Islamic tradition, the pigs are the filthiest animals. Feeding pigs would be the lowliest of occupations. He even was driven to eating the feed that they were giving the pigs. Then he thought, my father's servants are better off than me, better off than I. So I can go and ask my father to be a servant. That's when the traveler starts to go towards God. He's still got that religious mindset that I have to be a servant, that I have to work. But he set himself on higher things. So he goes in search of his Lord. But the father on the road sees him coming and runs to him. And he says, put the finest coat upon my son, put the ring upon the finger, and slaughter the fatted calf. He thought he used his inheritance, but there was much more inheritance for him. And of course, the older brother, which is like those of us who have been on this path for a while, say, how is it that these newbies are coming to the path and they're getting everything? I've been with you for years. I never sinned. And the father said, you are always with me. But come and let us celebrate, for he who was lost was found. That's the journey of us all, ladies and gentlemen. The moral of that is, we think we have to do a behavior. We think that we have to practice these spiritual practices, and we do it because we love them, because we feel the intoxication. Of course, what we're doing right now, this satsang, this is not a practice. This is just tapping into what we are. But we do meditation. We could do robotic affirming. We could do dhikr, prayer. But we still do them because we think we have to change. We have to change our behavior. We have to change feelings. We haven't been doing something right because otherwise we would have already gotten what we want. We think it's about getting what we want, when all along, the Father has been there. Consciousness has been there. And it's waiting to welcome you and embrace you. So come back home. Drop the behavior. Trying to go on a diet. Trying to work harder to make $1 million. Trying to save $1 million. Trying to find that stock. Trying to advance in some corporation. You have it now. The Father has given it to you. And once you begin the journey to consciousness, you will realize it. He will run to you so that you do not have to go on the journey. And then once you have found that treasure, the pearl of great price, then the journey in consciousness begins. The journey in God begins. So the biblical scripture also says, I believe it was Paul, in him I live and move and have my being. In this consciousness that this I am that I'm contacting and tapped into now, tapped in, tuned in, and turned on, as Abraham Hicks said, and as Timothy Leary said before her, tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Of course, this is a non-drug high. Once I'm tuned into that, the real fun begins. The real journey begins. We do not become inactive. We do not stop working. In fact, most of us work more. But it's a game. It's joyful work. And we start doing things not for personal gain. Why would we need personal gain if we already have it all? We do things not for personal gain. We do it from love, from joy, from fun. And it is an expression of consciousness that comes out onto the screen of this hologram, onto the screen of this simulation, and we do what we came to do. That's the journey in God. Those of us who are watching this satsang, we've stopped searching. We've stopped that journey to God. We know what it is. We are it. It is. Tapped into it right now. Now we just wait. We sit and wait for that inspiration. We sit and wait for that impulse. Then we follow